So today we're going to be reacting to Alex Pereira's top 5 UFC finishes. So the first one we've got here is Alex Pereira's UFC debut, which took place at UFC 268, which was Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington 2. This was against Andreas. I am terrible with second names. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but this was a nasty knockout by Alex Pereira. Let's take a look. Flying knee, puts him out cold. A couple of follow-up shots that really just didn't need to happen, to be honest. That flying knee put him out. He did not have any idea where he was, and this was a win that really put Alex Pereira on the map. This was a statement win for the guy. This is what introduced him to the audience on a big card. Usman Colby Covington 2. This one being in a number 5. I don't know what else is on this list. I haven't seen it. In terms of what the knockout was with the flying knee, I think it could be higher, but the level of competition isn't great compared to the level of other guys Pereira has knocked out, if that makes sense. But let's see what number 4 is. There's a flying knee again. That's just crazy. And there we go. Let's watch it. Number 4 is Sean Strickland. I'm trying to think of what... Yeah, there it is. It's crazy to think. I'm not going to lie. I picked Sean Strickland to beat Alex Pereira. This was on the Adesanya Cannonier card. UFC... What was that? UFC 276. That's when this card was. I thought Sean Strickland was going to beat Alex Pereira in this matchup. I thought Sean Strickland would have looked to grapple with Pereira, especially early on in there. I didn't think he was going to go in there and purely stand with the guy. But again, Sean Strickland does what Sean Strickland wants. And this was a massive win for Alex Pereira. This was his first win in the rankings in the middleweight division. And this win right here was the reason that Alex Pereira then went on to challenge Israel Adesanya for the middleweight title, and we all know how that matchup played out. I wouldn't be surprised if that knockout of Adesanya is on this list. I think it deserves to be on this list, either 1 or 2 in my opinion, because maybe the knockout wasn't as spectacular as what this was or the one before, but the manner in which he got the knockout and who the opponent was, I think it deserves to be high up on this list. If it's on it, I'd be surprised if it wasn't. But yeah, KO and Sean Strickland in the way he did. He just put Sean Strickland out cold in that matchup. Sean Strickland had no idea where he was, and now they're the best of friends. They're training partners. Alex Pereira has been in Sean Strickland's corner now for 2 fights, I believe, and I think he is helping him as he prepares to go in there and try and get his middleweight title again against Dricus du Plessis. Next up in a number 3, we have got Jamal Hill. UFC 300 mega card, probably the most stacked UFC card we have ever seen. There was a lot on the line for this. A lot of people weren't happy with this main event when it was announced because everybody kind of thought we were going to get something bigger. I know for me, I thought we were going to get the Conor McGregor return. I thought him versus Michael Chandler was going to be the main event of UFC 300. Instead, we got a lot of things that chopped and changed, blah, 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 blah. We ended up with Jamal Hill versus Alex Pereira. And Alex Pereira put on a show. As you can see, Jamal Hill, this is a big talking point here. Jamal Hill accidentally cup kicked Alex Pereira. You can see Herb Dean, looks like he's calling a timeout, comes to step in to split up the action and give Pereira the time that he needs. Pereira famously sticks the hand out, tells Herb Dean basically to go away, and let's just take a look at what happens. Touch of the gloves, Pereira just steps in, bang, left hook. That there was a brutal knockout because if you zoom in, I don't know if it does on this, but when you zoom in and see Jamal Hill, Pereira just clips him with like his last 2 knuckles, it looks like, and he hits him that hard. Jamal Hill's tongue falls out of his mouth, and as you can see, he drops him with a big left hook and follows it up with some ground and pound shots, and he just brutally puts Jamal Hill away. As you can see, Jamal Hill now, he does get right back up to his feet. There's that celebration. It kind of created a big mega rivalry now between Jamal Hill and Alex Pereira. Don't know if I'd call it a rivalry, to be honest. It's more Jamal Hill that seems to be really salty about how the Pereira fight happened and the loss that he suffered. Great KO from Alex Pereira against a former champion in Jamal Hill. Next up, we have got Yuri Prohaska, Alex Pereira 2. This is the 303 card, I believe. Again, another event that Alex Pereira stepped up and saved against Yuri Prohaska. This was meant to be the McGregor return. International Fight Week. It was meant to be Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler. But we know McGregor ended up breaking like his baby toe or something, and that fight had to be pulled, and Pereira stepped in on short notice, as did Yuri Prohaska. I picked Yuri to beat Alex Pereira. I picked Jamal Hill to beat Alex Pereira. I picked Sean Strickland to beat Alex Pereira. I picked Yuri twice to beat Alex Pereira. It seems like I have no faith in this guy, and he keeps proving me wrong. But this here was a nasty, nasty finish. He dropped Yuri Prohaska early in the first round, came out in the second round, and bang, just head kicked Yuri Prohaska. Herb Dean clearly wants Yuri Prohaska to die. Could have been stopped after that head kick. A lot of unanswered shots. Just look at that. And this was the first time we really seen Pereira go properly high with head kicks. It's normally his calf kick, which in my opinion is his best weapon. But there you can see he mixes it up, catches, and there's number one. Fuck, I didn't pause in time. But I knew this was going to be on here anyway. But yeah, as you can see, he throws a head kick high, and Yuri Prohaska is gone. Prohaska was pretty much done after the first round. The guy really had no idea where he was. And finally, Adesanya Pereira won in Madison Square Garden, where Pereira captured his first UFC title, the middleweight title. What a performance. Not a kind of the finishing sequence. Adesanya was clearly winning this fight in my opinion, but this was kind of typical fashion on how Adesanya and Pereira's rivalry had went. Adesanya would be winning the rounds, and then bang, Pereira would knock him out and put him out cold. And this here just goes to show that Pereira, and this was a middleweight, he had the cardio to go 5 rounds, and he carries power throughout the fight. This is in the 5th round, remember. He catches Israel Adesanya, backs him up, big left hand. It's clear Adesanya's hurt there. A lot of shots. A lot of people said this might have been stopped a bit early, but as you can see, Adesanya is clearly visibly hurt there. Doesn't know where he is. A lot of unanswered shots here. And Mark Goddard stepped in, and I think done the right thing in stopping that fight there against Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya. Those are the top 5 Alex Pereira knockouts. I'm trying to think of what else could be put in there. You could maybe have the Khalil Roundtree one going in at number 5, maybe. But I think that flying knee one definitely deserves to be there. Prohaska one, sorry, there was a lot of controversy on that one, so I understand why that's not there. Overall, I think this is a pretty spot on list. There's not much I would change, to be honest, but let me know your opinions in the comments below. And as always, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I will see you again in the next one.